What's up, everyone? This is A Nosebleed Perspective, and today we are all about the city of Los Angeles. I am joined by a certified pilot, LA Chargers fan, who refuses to accept that they have moved to Los Angeles, by the way, big San Diego guy, and a Spurs fan. We'll talk about that a little bit. And Larry, Houston Rockets fan, and also my first fan on the show who's another Los Angeles Rams fan. So pretty excited about that.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
couple of teammates, from what I've heard in college, who played wide receiver at Western New Mexico. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Western New Mexico
Yes,
University. Mustang, stand up.
All
yes, sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
the most electric tandem. People are saying the most electric tandem in school history to ever set foot in Silver City, New Mexico. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Marcus and Larry. Hey, welcome to the show, boys.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Hey, yeah. So, pretty excited to have you guys on. We'll talk a little Chargers. We'll talk a little Rams. We'll hit some NBA topics near the end. And if you guys have anything for me, we'll wrap it up with that.
Hey, listen, before we get into it, right? Larry's also from San Diego. Okay. So I got to tell this quick story.
All right, let's hear it.
So we actually met on Larry Young's senior night for high school basketball. Okay. So me and Larry went to somewhat rival high schools. We were in the same league. And so we played each other growing up every year. And I think he lost. What'd you go like 0-7 or something, Larry?
Whoa, I won one.
Oh, so he won once. We played in football and in basketball, and they were so bad in football that they actually kicked him out the league.
Damn.
So I got one up on you, Larry.
Well, don't talk about how we got kicked out of the league. Talk about how we was a great program.
Were you a great program?
We were a great high school program for young, educated athletes.
I got you. All right.
All right, good fun facts to show off. Yeah, make sure you guys, if you're listening, subscribe to the channel. Check us out. We're on Spotify. You can check out our podcast there where this will be. All right, so let's start this off with Marcus. And Larry, after he mentions, feel free to chime in on this if you want. So a doctor shoves a needle into Tyrod's ribs a few weeks ago when they're about to play the Super Bowl champs in Kansas City. Mr. Justin Herbert, who no one really knew what to expect from him, ends up being a stud at this point. Like, he really does look good statistically and just better than what people probably thought. He was inserted in the game. They take him to OT, which was crazy. Had a chance to win. We'll talk about their play call at the end there and how they handled that situation. But Marcus, are you at all surprised by Justin Herbert's performance so far? And just are you sold on him going forward in the franchise?
Well, let me first say, really unfortunate situation for Mr. Tyrod Taylor. He's really caught the short end of the stick in his career, man. I mean, he led a Buffalo team to the playoffs, right, when they weren't very good before that.
True.
Got kicked out of there. Cleveland ends up getting hurt. Baker Mayfield takes over. And now, just situation outside of his control, loses his job in Los Angeles with the Chargers. With that being said, it's almost kind of been a blessing in disguise for us Charger fans. You know what I mean? That Justin Herbert dude looks ridiculous. He looks like he's going to be the truth. Future Hall of Famer. Hopefully he leads us to future Hall of Famer. I'm calling my shot.
Whoa.
Future Hall of Famer. Him and Patrick Mahomes, or what's the stat, like the first two quarters to throw for over 250 in all of their first four starts?
I mean,
something like that, dude. He's amazing. And let me say this, and I've been high on Justin Herbert since jump. Going into the draft, I honestly liked him better than Tua. In my opinion, he was just a big, strong kid who could move. It was either Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert who I wanted the Chargers to draft. Obviously, Burrow was going first overall, so Herbert was my guy coming out of the draft. Did I expect him to perform the way he did now? Honestly, no. I expected him to sit all 16 games behind Tyrod Taylor, kind of do the Patrick Mahomes thing, learn, and then get going from here. But I've expected him to be a well-performing athlete, and he's proven that so far.
I mean, hey, that's fair. Larry, you got any thoughts on that? I mean, he's called him Hall of Fame.
You got to win a playoff game to be a Hall of Famer. So we got to see the Chargers in the playoffs, man. Great quarterback, but I want to see what he can do in the postseason. For what I've seen earlier, the kid is not scared. He faces blitzes head on. He delivers. Accurate deep ball thrower. It's just the Chargers struggle. They just can't win close games. So, but he's a great quarterback, though.
That's the thing, though, is to have a rookie quarterback just stand in the pocket the way he's doing. I mean, I watched that Tampa Bay game, and Tampa Bay brought 7. They brought everybody they could bring.
Yeah.
Cover 0. Here it is. Justin Herbert stood in there, put some air under that bad boy, and let Guyton run under it and go score.
He loves Guyton.
Oh,
I didn't know who this dude was.
And Charger fans didn't know who he was either. Okay, we got a bunch of guys out there that are just getting elevated from the practice squad, but they are burners, and they'll get deep. And Justin Herbert will let that he is slinging that pill. I tell you
he
what,
is slinging that thing. He's not scared.
What was that?
No, I said he is slinging that thing. He's not scared. You guys just can't win close ball games.
Well, and to your point about him not being scared, I honestly believe, you can look at this season in 2 different ways, right? So we got the rookies coming in with no OTAs, no training camp, no preseason, and that's negative to him. But to Justin Herbert's credit, or to help him out as well, him playing in front of no fans, it's just all that stuff. Rookies come in, especially at quarterback, and they got all this stuff going on, and then you got 80,000 fans yelling, and you got to go silent count and all this other stuff, try to make your adjustments with all those fans. Him not having that, I've heard him say in interviews, it's almost like we're playing in practice. So I think that's actually working out to his benefit.
It is, but don't get too comfortable because the fans are coming, Justin Herbert.
To his success. He said it feels like practice. He's just going out there playing football, just a game that he's grown up playing. So it's been working out for him so far.
Yeah, it's true. But it'll be interesting to see these rookie quarterbacks like Joe Burrow. We'll see how Tua does, and Herbert come in, and then as the fans start getting integrated into the game, are they going to be like, oh shit, I got to work on this silent count? Are they going to get rattled? That'll be interesting to see. I don't know how they're going to do it. They'll probably slowly introduce more and more people, but definitely will be be interesting to see if they can actually perform the way that they're doing, because dude looks good right now. I mean, he does, and I feel like he's just kind of like Joe Burrow, just athletic enough to be a quarterback in today's league. Whereas you see people like Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan. Hey, Matty Mobile got a touchdown the other night, 11 yards.
Matty Mobile.
Boy, moving, ain't he?
Yeah. All right.
What's going on in Atlanta?
Yeah, that's hey, Julio. It's still. We'll talk about wide receivers here in a minute.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that monster later.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, Larry. So don't get a lot of Rams fans on here, and I'm just the only representative usually here on A Nosebleed Perspective. But the NFC West, they look good this year. Obviously, we kind of figured they would be one of the favorites in division-wise going into the season. I think they're the best division, top to bottom. You can look at the AFC North. I think they're the best, and I talked about this in an earlier episode with a couple guys. That's the hardest division to win, I believe, with the Ravens and the Steelers this year. But top to bottom, the NFC West, we have 3 teams at 5-2, and then you got the NFC champs last year and the Niners at 4-3, just limp dicking their way through. So, what are your realistic expectations for the Rams ending this season with that tough division?
Well, to kind of piggyback on the toughest division in the NFL, I do agree on that one. When we look at division play, we talk about divisions, I look at quarterback play. We have a future Hall of Famer in Russell Wilson. We have an upcoming superstar in Kyler Murray. Even though Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been consistent, he's still a decent quarterback. And then we have, of course, Jared Goff, who is excellent outside the pocket. As far as finishing in the NFC, I look at our upcoming schedule. I see us finishing top 2 with the Seahawks, honestly. Cardinals are a great football team. However, I don't see their defense really coming through towards the end of the NFC as far as divisional games. 49ers are, of course, going to be a top team, but I thought it's going to be between the Rams and Seahawks. I'm interested to see these next 3 games, though. As a true Rams fan, I feel like these next 3 games are going to define our season. Of course, we have Tua coming up, which is going to be a game that's going to be unexpected. We have no film on him, so that's always going to be a little bit of a challenge. But I feel like we can win that game. And then we have Seahawks and Buccaneers. So those 2 games are going to really dictate as far as the Rams' future in the NFC. And I feel like if we can go 3-0, I got us going to the NFC Championship. If we go 3-0. In these next 3 games.
I mean, the Dolphins, you can see us winning that game. I'm not going to put that out there in the universe too much and jinx us, but the Bucs and the Seahawks are going to be. And I don't like a lot of people. We play the Seahawks, especially in the NFC. I don't worry about the Seahawks as much as normal because we've had a great defensive line for years now because we have Aaron Donald. He makes everyone else better. And Leonard Floyd, he
Oh my
needs
God.
Aaron Donald to loosen him up on the edge. And I'm not scared of Seattle. I think we can beat Seattle. We saw what the damn Cardinals did with Buda Baker back there. That dude's a monster.
Yeah, I like because last year we had Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator, and I feel like he didn't utilize Jalen Ramsey enough. I feel like the word that I was watching Monday Night Football, the word they described him as a weapon, and that's so true. Moving him to the slot, third, the long plays, just moving him close to the ball. I think that was a huge adjustment as the Rams defense.
Hey, speaking of Jalen Ramsey, though, he got beat a couple times that Monday night game. If you had any type of decent quarterback, he is in trouble out there.
He's been beat a few times. If you've watched him, especially Dak when they were playing the Cowboys first game of the year, he was burnt a couple times. There was the questionable clearly a pass interference call, obviously, on Michael Gallup there at the end. But you're right, he does get burned a lot. He takes high risk, high rewards, kind of like Marcus Peters,
I'll say he will get burned, but I feel like that's not making him a target. I'm not going into the game and picking on Jalen Ramsey.
Well, that's the thing is he like you said, he's a weapon. So he's a guy out there playing corner with that mentality that I'm out here to make plays. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pick the ball off and take it back to the crib. And that gets me, like Monday night, they're in Chicago's backed up, right? I think it was like 3rd and 10 or something like that at their own 10. Double move, right? Double move, and Jalen Ramsey, eyes in the backfield. You know what Coach Thomas used to say right back at Western? Hey, don't look at the quarterback. The quarterback is not throwing you the ball, right? Eyes in the backfield, beat on the double move, and that was 6 of them.
Were you referring to the end of the game?
What's that?
It was in the second half. I can't remember exactly when it was, but Chicago's backed up, and they hit him with a little stutter go. Jalen Ramsey bit on that bad boy.
I think it was that rookie day, like Mooney or something. He's a fast fucker. But, he was burnt, I think, a couple times in that game. At the end of the game, too, he was burnt again, but luckily Big Nick just not a reflection of that name. So,
hey, can I ask you guys, is Mitchell Trubisky going to start again now for Chicago?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Too much
Why? Why would you start him?
Well, because
what has Nick Foles done wrong?
Well, Mitchell Trubisky, if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't lost for Chicago yet.
No,
every game he started, he's undefeated.
By the way, yeah, I think he has
every game Mitch has started, he's been undefeated, and then you get Nick Foles, who's lost the games for them, and then he comes out. They come out Monday night talking about how he knows plays aren't going to work when what's his name, Matt Nagy calls them, and
it's tough too because as a play caller, first of all, that Monday Night Football game, Johnny Hecker was the MVP of that game. He consistently put them
our punter.
5-yard line right there. So their play calling is limited at that point. I mean, they did take some shots and a little bit of a better quarterback. Maybe they scored some points, but I don't know. I just feel like the way that game played out, it's hard for that team to get started because they're not an offensive team; they're a defensive team. We
need to answer your question. Like I said, we win the next 3 games, NFC Championship. Mark my words. The Rams are best. When we get the ball first, we play action, we start the game off 7-0, 10-0, and we put teams in throwing positions. You let our D-line, which aka our dogs, hunt, then that's when the Rams are at our best.
Yes, it's true. We had some great players on defense to kind of hold that too. We'll talk about players here in a second, favorite players on each team, whatever. But all right. Well, you heard it. 3 games. Those are tough games, man. The Bucs look good.
It's gonna be a deciding factor, like I said. But if we go 3-1, I don't even want to go 2-1. I want to go 3-0, and that will be 8-2. Have ESPN really making some noise. We make some noise right there.
And you still gotta prove some things. The Rams have impressed me, but at the same time, 4 of your 5 wins have come against the NFC East.
Exactly. Like I said, we haven't really beat anybody. So like I said, if we can go out 3-0 and we'll talk about later predictions as far as Super Bowl predictions, but I got my faith in the Rams. I'm highly confident.
I respect that. Respect the hell out of that. Marcus, next question for you, buddy.
You ready to make me a cup?
But yeah, all right. So the Chargers. They were in San Diego. You're San Diego Chargers. I'm not going to call them Los Angeles Chargers.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. By the way, Marcus rocking the old school Antonio Gates.
Gatesy, baby.
I mean, it's beautiful. As the Chargers fans, over the past few years, but I don't know. You can probably tell us better than anyone. Maybe your lifetime. I don't know. For a long time, the Chargers have just seemed to shit the bed every game. They kind of feel like they're up. They're up for three quarters. They're in the game. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Like you talk about the Chiefs, who are a great team, but they end up just losing in the end. Give us your perspective. What it feels like to wake up on Sunday morning. The game's about to come on. You're probably hyped because you know there's that chance that they, halftime of every Sunday, you're probably like, all right, yeah, we're going to take this. Walk us through your morning. Walk us through your day. How does it feel to be a daily Chargers fan who blows leads and just like takes the dog every time?
So I think a better way to answer your question is kind of take you through a week, and we'll start on Sunday. Larry can attest to this. Every Sunday never fails. I'm hype. I believe the Chargers can win every football game that they play, and like it's so infuriating. We outplay. I honestly believe for all of our games that we've lost, we've outplayed everybody majority of the game. And
outplayed.
We've outplayed. Who would you say we have not outplayed?
Define outplayed.
Dude, when we played the Buccaneers, we outplayed them for three quarters. They were outplayed, beat.
Maybe from a quarterback perspective.
No, from every perspective. What do you mean?
I mean, It's true. I mean, most of the game. He's saying for most of the game. Obviously, what matters is in the fourth quarter and how they end the game. That's why we're talking about this, because they just find a way to not do that and not win the game.
Kansas City Chiefs outplayed, three quarters outplayed, and we blow it. And it's so infuriating. Every Sunday I wake up and this is the week we're gonna put it all together. We're good to go. And it's not just one thing, right? It could be injuries killing us. It could be penalties, fumbles. And as a Chargers fan, you start watching, okay, we're doing good. I'm excited. Here we go. And then let's, for example, against Tampa Bay, right? End of the half, we got the ball. We're up, I think 24-7, something like that. And we just go to hand the ball off at our 5-yard line and put it on the ground. And then as a Chargers fan, you see that, right? And you're just like, God, please no. Please no. And then we come out second half. Tampa Bay gets the ball first, and here comes Tom Brady just picking us apart down the field. Oh God, please no.
The Saints game, man, I was really cheering.
Saints game. So Saints game, right? I'm good to go. Laughing. Here we go. We're playing good. And then you get to a point where it's like expected. Okay, yep, Chargers doing the same old thing. Here we go. And then they find ways to just keep stabbing you or just slicing you up, right? So then it's like big ball down to Mike Williams. Yeah. We're in field goal range. Oh, we got it figured out. We're gonna win. And then that's another thing. We got kickers that can't make field goals. Badgley, missing field goals. All this stuff. So Sundays I'm excited. Wake up excited. Watch the game. I'm excited. More times than not, I end up throwing something throughout the house. My wife's cussing at me, yelling at me to settle down. Day comes around, and it's pretty much like, fuck them. I'm never watching again. That's pretty much Sunday night all the way through Monday. Tuesday, I find myself listening to post-game interviews and stuff. And here's another thing, and I don't know if we're gonna talk about this later, but I'm gonna talk about it now. Anthony Lynn.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Well, can we get into it right now?
Do it.
Anthony Lynn, when he was first hired, I thought he was kind of changing the way things go, and he has all the right answers in the post game, right? And now it's kind of like, all right, Anthony, you've been saying the same thing every week now. We got to turn some things around. We got to find a way to win football games. There's times.
So whose fault is it
for me? Stupid challenges here and there. Like, you're gonna lose the challenge. Now we're gonna lose a timeout.
The one that got me was overtime. You all got the ball first. It was like a fourth and short in overtime. You don't give the ball to Patrick Mahomes. I don't care. I don't care if the analytics say you had 2% to get this first down. You have to try to get that because Patrick Mahomes, they're gonna score, and they did. Even though the Harrison butt kicker made like an 80-yard field goal or something, but still, that was one that I was like, come on, bro.
Yeah. The Chargers, you guys just, I feel like somebody in the organization is cursed. That's what I feel like. Somebody in you guys' organization is cursed.
I'm astounded by how every week we find different ways to lose football games. I still remember going back to last year, we're playing the Denver Broncos and we're going to overtime. We got like 8 seconds left. Even the announcer's like, we'll probably just kneel on this and we'll go into overtime. And Drew Lock decides to just drop back and throw it as far as he can. And nowhere near complete. And they throw a flag on Casey Hayward for pass interference. To no times left on the clock. So we got to untime down. Let's kick a field goal and lose the game. Like, it's just every week it seems like there's, and even against Jacksonville, like we go up 17 or nothing and then give up 21 unanswered. Like, why? Why?
It sounds like to me you guys need a gut check. That's what it sounds like.
And I think
all that excuse, Chargers need a gut check.
I'm starting to believe that comes from head coaching. So Anthony Lynn, if you're listening to this, you are in the hot seat in Marcus Smith's mind. Okay, you better get it. You better get it. You better get it figured.
So no, if he doesn't make playoffs this year, or is he gone?
What's that?
If he doesn't make playoffs this year, is he gone?
He might have to be. He might have to be. Now, with that being said, let me get back to what I was saying. So Sunday nights, I get pissed off. I throw some stuff. Mondays, it's like, fuck, I'm never watching them again. Tuesdays, I start listening to stuff, and it's like, come on, Anthony Lynn. We say the same thing every week. That's got to start turning into – we got to figure out some ways to win some football games. And then Wednesday, we get into Wednesday, and it's like – there's the little man. We get into Wednesday, and it starts kind of turn into like, okay, I think we can win this week. Thursday, I'm like, all right. I start looking at the schedule. Hey, okay, we're 2-4. I think we can realistically win 8 of our next games. I think 10-6 gets us in the playoffs. Come Sunday, I'm fired up, ready to go again. So that's the roller coaster.
I like your energy, though. I like your energy.
As a fan like this, like it's like being a Rams fan for the past 20 years. You know, obviously, greatest show on turf. After that,
you know this.
And yeah, I would get excited. I didn't care, man. I wasn't looking for draft picks at this time. I was just like, let me get a win. I want to feel what a win feels like. So, and it was like 2 to 4 wins we averaged for like 10 years straight. So totally get that.
And well, that's the other thing about the Chargers is like, I honestly believe, and you guys can let me know if you feel differently, but talent-wise, we are a talented roster. Like,
you are definitely one of the, especially if you can stay healthy. Derwin James constantly being hurt.
I told I told Marcus every year that you guys are up there when it comes to talent. 2 things that the Chargers, they just can't get rid of the injury bug. That's number 1. And number 2, they find a way to lose close games. Not that they can't win close games, is you guys find a way to lose. Now, does that point to the coaching staff? Yes and no, but those are the 2 things. You guys fix those 2 things, you guys are a legit playoff team. But you guys got to worry about getting past Patrick Mahomes, though, in your division first.
Well, let me tell you this.
That's true.
Today is Saturday, which means Marcus is back on that hype train for the Chargers, baby. Sunday, we got Denver. I don't know if we're home or away. It doesn't matter because Justin Herbert is much better than Drew Lock, and we're going to go win a game Sunday. Next thing you know, we'll be 3-4, got the Raiders after that, and we're just going to keep climbing. We're just keep ascending, baby. Here we come.
There we go.
The Raiders won. That's not a guaranteed win for you guys.
Wow.
The Raiders are not a guaranteed win for this year.
We're going to find out, big fella.
Yeah, it'll be a good game for sure. All right, Larry, let's move back to you.
Broncos, yeah. The Broncos, yeah.
Yeah. Broncos, yeah. Okay, so
kind of getting a
little disconnect there.
Hear me?
All right, we back. All right, we're back. All right, Larry. All right. So Rams have some huge contracts over the next 4 or 5 years tied up between Jared Goff, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and now the wide receiver duo in Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods.
Mm-hmm.
How does this impact the future for us Rams fans? Because that's a lot of money tied up in just and you have Andrew Whitworth who decided he's fucking 77 years old.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He still getting beat every Sunday too.
Yeah, and he's always drawing penalties. Last year he was like top 3 in the league, and I'm like, I mean, I bet he's a great locker room presence for those young because we have a young O-line besides him. O-line, I respect him because no one expected him to be good at all, and I feel like they played pretty well this year. So, so what do you think our future looks like over the next 4 or 5 years when we're paying all those guys a lot of money?
Well, the thing that I like what Sean McVay and our GM and our staff has done is take care of the defense first. With that being said, with Aaron Donald, him and Jalen Ramsey need to be taken care of first. Now, are they our money makers? Are they the most important players on the team? No, of course, Jared Goff is. However, you satisfy the people on defense first. That's where our future relies on. Sean McVay knows Jared Goff is going to be there for the next at least 4 years. Now Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, great tandem. I got them. If I'm a GM staff, if they can continue the season, both having over 1,000 yards last year, if they can do that this year, that could prove to me as a GM and as a staff that they are well-deserved bonus. But how we break that up, to answer your question, how we break that up, I think we take care of defense first and worry about as far as the offense. Looking at my notes here, we have a little bit of salary cap space with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Now, if it's up to me, I got to take care of Robert Woods. I think he's a better receiver than Cooper Kupp, but he just does the dirty work. Cooper Kupp is, however, Jared Goff's favorite target. Now, how much they're willing to pay to get deserved, I don't know. I don't do the numbers, but I'm saying we take care of the defense first, and worry about those two guys later. And Jared Goff is going to get his money, of course.
I mean, that's a great point. I definitely agree. Just because we do have some good players who are going to be coming up contracts in a couple of years. My favorite, we'll talk about your all's favorite players on the team here, I think, with the next question. But my favorite player on the defense, my favorite player on this team is John Johnson, our safety, number 43.
John Johnson the third?
Yeah, I have a shirt with shit on it and everything. I love that dude. He was hurt. He got hurt right in the beginning of the season, missed the whole year pretty much last year. But dude at Boston College, this dude's a beast. He's the quarterback of that defense. He's the captain on that team, actually, ahead of Jalen Ramsey. But first off, you have to pay Jalen Ramsey. You trade for him, you're going to have to pay him. Aaron Donald, you got to pay a guy like that. Dude makes the whole D-line like a top 3 D-line in the league with himself. It doesn't matter who you put around him. But I am a little nervous. I don't think these star players are just going to, create wins. You have to have, a whole team, and our linebacking core is weak. I do like the dude, Mike Kaiser, middle linebacker. He played really well.
We got rid of Fowler, man. That was a heartbreak right there.
Tough. Yeah, that was a tough loss. And the year before that, Corey Littleton, our middle linebacker, he went to the Raiders, and he stinks now. So, and it's happened before. I think I've talked about this before on the show, but I don't know if you remember Alec Ogletree. He was our middle linebacker, and he got. We couldn't afford him because he wanted a lot of money. He went to the Giants. The Giants just cut him like a few weeks ago. So it's like I don't know how they fit in with our defense, but yeah. I mean,
it's going to be interesting if we do not make it to the NFC Championship. It's going to be very interesting to see moving forward what negotiations for Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. You keep that Tatum. I'm mad at the fact that I don't know how we missed out on DeAndre Hopkins and Stephon Diggs. We need another receiver. Brandon Cooks, he didn't do the job the job justice. We need a true. That's what the Rams offense is missing right now. But I don't know how we missed out on freaking Hopkins and Diggs.
I think they had to pay.
Not to say that we don't have enough money.
Yeah, I mean, they had to. I think they wanted to pay, I should say, Kupp and Woods. I think that was just all part of the long game, and they knew they couldn't afford that, and they got some issues in other places. But overall, I'm a little worried about our program going forward, to be honest with you. So, all right. So,
we need more money.
What's that? Need more? Oh yeah, I think it's in it.
I said we need more money.
Yep, man, I wish. We'll see what that salary cap goes up to with COVID happening.
Is it breaking up, kind of? You guys getting it?
Yeah, a little bit, but we'll push through. All right, Marcus, we'll start with you. Who's your favorite to reach the Super Bowl? We're about to be in week 8 weeks in, trade deadline coming up. Who's your favorite from what you've seen so far to reach the Super Bowl from each conference? Give me an AFC team and give me an NFC team after the first 7 weeks of the season.
AFC, I mean, it's Chargers. I mean, if it's
why are you making You need to make accurate decisions.
I'm gonna give you a real decision. All right, we were
That
just
was me,
playing.
okay.
AFC, it's easy. It's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs. They're
You're giving a heartfelt decision.
no, Kansas City Chiefs are easily the best team in the AFC. They're the Super Bowl favorites out of the AFC. Now, out of the NFC, I'm gonna make a pick that you guys may not agree with, but I just really like them right now, and that's the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers playing out of his mind. Aaron Jones is a stud. And to me, it comes down between the Steelers. The Seahawks and the Packers right now. And in my mind, the Packers have a little bit better defense. So to me, it's Packers out of the NFC, Chiefs out of the AFC.
The Packers always they remind me of the Houston Texans of the NFC. Every time you get down to a showdown, they lose. Why they get dogged out by the 49ers like that 2 years in a row? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it did. I think.
I don't really understand. Every time Aaron Rodgers gets to the big game, they lose. But to kind of answer the question, I have Buccaneers, and I picked the Steelers in the beginning of the season before the season started.
I said, really? You picked the Steelers before the season?
Yeah, ask Marcus. I picked the Steelers before the season started. I'm a huge Joe Hayden fan. Even though their secondary isn't as it's supposed to be, I feel like it's well coached and they can tackle. That's the thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. They don't have to have a good secondary. Nobody in their conference passes like that. They don't have a legitimate passing threat, so you need to tackle. Steelers or Steelers and Buccaneers.
All right, I like that. I mean.
And then NFC Championship, I got Tampa Bay versus Rams. Just letting you know.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean
NFC Championship.
I think the Bucs and the Steelers are a solid choice. Obviously, if you pick that before the season, if he's backing you up, well done because they look damn good. And I don't know who beats them in December, January.
I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi.
Go up there in Pittsburgh to beat them, and this game this weekend will be interesting. For me, I like the Packers a lot, so I agree with both of you. I like the Packers a lot. You can ask the dudes on this channel. I pick them every week. They just look good. They got beat 1 week by the Bucs, but you make a good point. They do kind of struggle. Their defense is very
every year.
They allow a bunch of big plays, and if they don't show up 1 week and that week is in the playoffs, they're going home. So it's a good point. Right now for my picks, I gotta stay with the Chiefs just because when it comes down to playoff time, I don't think anybody's better at this point in time than that Andy Reid Patrick Mahomes combo. Pick them as my wasn't like a crazy pick. Obviously, everybody's picking the Chiefs, but I just don't know who beats them in December and January. So I got them, and I really like the Bucs, man. I've been on that Buck train too. I think a Packer-Bucks rematch in the NFC Championship would be awesome. But right now, on both sides of the ball, they are so good on defense, and I think people are finally starting to talk about that defensive side of the ball for the Bucs. So those are my picks. But all right, we got 2 more football topics. One more real quick. Give me we'll start with you, Larry. Who's your favorite player on the Rams? Give me one on the offensive side and one on the defensive side.
It starts with Jalen Ramsey, man. That's our swag. That's my favorite player. He's I wouldn't say the voice of the locker room, but the voice on the field. He's into a celebration, the trash talking, man, get in your face, and he backs it up, man. I compare him to a upgraded version of Tyrann Mathieu, man, with a little bit better cover skills. People don't understand 3rd and short, we can really send him on the blitz or cover the best receiver. Not too many defensive players in the NFL can do that. That's on my defensive side. On my offensive side, I like Robert Woods, man. As a former receiver, I hated blocking. I don't know how he does it week in, week out, man. He's a true Z receiver. He's great in the running game with his reverses, and he's not scared to put his nose down, man. So that's my favorite player on offense. So, but overall, though, I like Jalen Ramsey, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, he made good points about it. I feel like you really like Robert Woods, which I love because I feel like he's the most underrated player in football, I would say, because he just does.
He's a true Z. He really out there blocking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, every play. I mean, But hey, let's cut it out. Sean McVay.
And I hate that. I hated Black's Marcus. I don't want to play that
Yeah,
block.
Larry wasn't blocking a soul back in the day.
I just wish
I
they would
wasn't,
allow just a little bit with the jet sweeps. I feel like
wasn't blocking nobody.
they're not working.
I'm here to catch.
So, all right, Marcus, give me your two players for the Chargers who you like on both sides of the ball.
That's tough. On defense, I'd have to go Derwin James, but we've only seen him play one season. So I wish he could just stay healthy because that dude.
He is nice too.
Kind of what Larry said. He's a ball hawk.
Florida State. That's Florida State right there with Jalen.
He'll go get the ball. He'll play in the box. He'll cover your best receiver. He just does it all. And one of my favorite moments was his rookie year, right? We're playing the Ravens in the playoffs. And there was a cut where they kind of zoomed in on the Ravens huddle, and Derwin James is up by the ball, and he's like, "Run that shit again. We know what you're doing. Run it here again." I loved it. But with him being hurt, I got to go. I think on defense, I got to give it to the rookie Kenneth Murray. That dude can move sideline to sideline out of Oklahoma. He's fast. He can move, man, and he likes to hit and get up in there. So I like him this year. And then on the offensive side, you got to go Justin Herbert. I mean.
Really?
That's the guy.
I was surprised. I figured you'd go with Keenan Allen, your boy.
Hey,
what's your son's name?
Keenan.
Oh, okay.
His name's Keenan. But here's the deal. I love Keenan Allen. I think he's got the nastiest releases in the he runs disgusting routes. One issue I have with him is he likes to catch the football with his body, and it drives me absolutely crazy. I do like Keenan Allen. I got to give it up. I love Austin Ekeler, too. Me and Larry actually played against Austin Ekeler in college.
Nice.
Oh, I got the craziest story versus Austin Ekeler, man. The craziest story.
Give us your Austin Ekeler story.
So, as to relate to Marcus, we played in the same college team. Number one offense 2 years in a row, by the way. So it's about third quarter, and it's we got the ball. We do an 80-yard drive. Offense is dead tired. We get back to the sideline. The crowd's going crazy. Like, what the heck was that? Austin Ekeler, kick return. Offense back up. We do another long drive. I think this ends up Marcus scoring a touchdown. Or was that the one that was a controversial touchdown, the one you were celebrating? You thought was a touchdown.
And for some reason, we played Division II football up at Medicine, Colorado, right? They told me my knee was down at the one. Like, stop it. I'm in the end zone. I got all the end zone, the paint that they had.
It was a touchdown. Long story short, it was a touchdown. We were tired, dead tired. That's 75-plus yard drives off of this went. Okay, kickoff, take a knee, next play, 70-yard touchdown to the crib. Crowd goes crazy. Offense back up. I'm like, oh, jeez. Like, I never forget that play. Like, and he was busting on our defense, man. Like, I never experienced anything like that. I was so tired. That's one of the truly times I was ever mad at my teammates. I was like, can you give us some break?
Players you guys know of you played against, or any notable people you've had a chance to just kind of come in contact with?
We also played against Danny Woodhead.
All right.
Yeah,
he was at Shadow State. We played against him. I think that's pretty much the two biggest. There was a guy named what was his name out of Highlands? The linebacker, Jordan.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it. He was crazy.
He ended up going to the Cowboys, I believe, and
he was good though.
He was crazy. We lined up. I was a freshman, and he was a bounce back from USC playing at New Mexico Highlands. It's huge, right? I'm like 18 years old, freshman. This is like my third college football game, and I'm just on special teams doing kickoff return. I'm in the front line, right?
Yeah.
And this is the first. So Western New Mexico versus New Mexico Highlands is the rivalry game, battle for the Warrior helmet. So I'm standing out there, right? And everybody's pumped up, and I'm a little freshman. Here comes bounce back from USC. I can't remember his last name, Jordan something. And he's lined up. He's got this long hair flowing out, and he's got this eye black all down his face. And he points me out.
He looks like the Terminator.
Damn the football! I'm coming for you. And I turned around and was like, "You talking to me?
You talking to me?"
That man was crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool though. I mean, how many people get to say that though? We got to see Austin Ekeler shit down their throat in college, so that's awesome. All right. For me, I mean, I love John Johnson, like I talked about. I just feel like he's great. People finally get to see him play a little more the way he does. He's a ball hawk. He can hit hard. He's a more of a run support safety, but he also can go out there and get it too. So I like
Mhm.
him. And on the offensive side of the ball, man, I probably have to agree with Robert Woods because I really, really like him. If you just watch what Robert Woods does every week, kind of like
I'm telling you, he does the little stuff, man. He does the little stuff.
he does. So those are my guys. But all right, so we'll end our football conversation with this. You all both played wide receiver. We just talked about that. Who were your all's top three? Marcus, you want to start this off? Top three wide receivers in the NFL right now.
For me, I got to start. I got to go. I probably got to go D Hop.
Number three or one?
Number one.
Okay.
Are we going in order?
Yeah, you just do 1, 2, 3, whatever.
We'll go number one. D Hop's a monster. He just pretty much does it all. Even when he's not open, he's open. Number two, I got to go Devontae Adams, man. I like Devontae Adams. He again just a monster.
He's always open.
Always open. And then number three for me, this is the kind of guy because to me this guy's getting up there in ages, but Julio Jones, man, big, fast, strong, can run every route, dude. Julio Jones to me is number three. So those are my top three receivers.
Nice. All right, what about you, Larry?
Well, I got. If we're talking about receivers, I look at like who is a legitimate threat, week in, week out, can run every route on the route tree, or draw double teams. To me, number one, that's Julio. Like without the injury, he will be leading the yards. He's number 5 right now, or number 7 right now in yards, behind Diggs. But number 1 is Julio. Number 2 is DeAndre Hopkins. Reason being, I have him number 2, besides Julio, is the top-notch speed. I got Julio. Everything else is pretty much even between those two. But I got Julio Jones a little bit more speed, and then I agree with Marcus, number 3, Devontae Adams. He runs every single route in the route tree. The only receiver I can think of that does that is probably either Keenan, Stephon Diggs, or it used to be Randall Cobb. But like this, it's just you don't have. He runs everything. You talking about slant, dig, fade. The only thing Devontae Adams, he's not breaking no 80-yard slants to the crib on you though. He will get hogged down a little bit though. But I got those 3 as my top 3 receivers in order right there.
Yeah, I agree with Julio. I love Julio Jones.
What about you?
Me and the coach.
Yeah, until you go for 300 in the game, you're number 1, man.
Yeah, I just love Julio Jones. Any dude who makes another receiver on that team a superstar, almost like Calvin Ridley is now, everybody's starting to be like, oh, why do you think that is? Because he's fucking open every fucking play because Julio Jones is either double covered or they got the half the side just locked down and their best corner on Julio at all times. So I gotta agree with you there. So.
Okay, listen, before we move on from NFL, I got a question for you, Dylan.
All right. Cool.
All right, listen. You got the Louisville flag in the back that I see, right? Okay. So here's my question. We got a big game coming up Sunday in the AFC North, right? Between the undefeated Steelers and the one-loss Ravens. And recent history, Lamar Jackson has struggled in these big games. My question to you is, can you give us your opinion on Lamar Jackson so far as a quarterback? Are you buying the Lamar Jackson hype?
So, yes, I am going to buy the hype. First off, the dude, he's done things on the football field that shouldn't be possible at the quarterback position. He's proven himself to a point, but I will say this, as he does have the capability to be an MVP, obviously, but I think he does get in his head sometimes. He does. You heard him when he talked about the Chiefs. That's our kryptonite. When you got your quarterback saying stuff like that, it's not a good look for where your mental kind of head is when it goes into these big games. Now he has won big games, like he won big games in college. Talks about it on another episode, but like he's put his team in a position in Louisville when he went head to head with number 1 or 2 Clemson team or whatever in college with Deshaun Watson, and it was a great game. I think we were down like 5 points. He led Louisville all the way down inside the red zone, and then we had a receiver step out of bounds on. It's just the whole thing. But anyway, I just really think that he can be a dominant quarterback. But like you said at the beginning of the show, Larry, I think you mentioned it. You have to win a playoff game before we start talking about greats, because and we saw what he did. He's lost to your Chargers, the team that we talked about who finds a way to lose games. He lost to them. And it was his rookie year. He was 21 years old. But like mentioning age, I will say this. The dude is only 23 years old. So he was thrown into the Ravens. Great. I mean, granted, that offensive coordinator definitely built a system to make him successful, no doubt. But I mean, I just feel like he's so young and he has a ton of room to grow. So we need to keep watching him, but he has to win one of these games. Like, he could go out and run for 400 yards this weekend against Pittsburgh and, them come out with a dominant victory, but no one cares because he needs to win a playoff game. And that's just the way I look at it as a critical fan. Everybody is watching Lamar Jackson. Everybody wants to watch what he's going to do next, what kind of spin move or, whatever. But, hey, shout out to Danny Dimes over there in New York, though, breaking his speed record over the festival. It didn't work out, no.
Rumble and stumbling, huh?
Hey,
oh, my God. That was embarrassing.
It was. I do buy the hype. It's just, I think in his case, it's unfortunate that he's following Patrick Mahomes' footsteps because Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest, if not could possibly be the greatest quarterback of all time. You can take Super Bowls, like the greatest quarterback could be Patrick Mahomes at the end of his career, the way he's going. And it's unfortunate for Lamar because he's following his kind of like what he's done so far. He's following the MVP season, the great first year playing, and then you get the Madden cover, stuff like that. But like you said, he has to win a playoff game. So as much as I love him, he's not Mahomes. He's not a greatest passer. And they need to start expanding that offense and get him some more weapons on the outside if he's going to be able to do that. So you don't want to look at Willie Snead as your number one option. So that's my thoughts on Lamar. You got to give him a little time. He's not someone who's going to come in and he's not Patrick Mahomes, like I said. But at the same time, I think he's going to continuously get better. Because even though his numbers are nowhere near what he's done, I think I like what I've seen from him so far besides that Kansas City game. So,
what do you think, Larry?
I think you nailed it. It comes down to one simple answer. Win me a playoff game.
Yep.
Win me a playoff game. I don't want to see the dancing. I don't want to see the highlights, big trust. I don't want to see none of that. Win me a playoff game.
Exactly.
Okay?
Here's my hot take. I am not on the Lamar Jackson hype. Larry, you can attest to this. I've been telling you this for years, okay? Lamar Jackson to me is any given Sunday probably going to be the best athlete on the football field. To me, there's times where he's not going to be the best quarterback. And he's not, in my opinion, a great quarterback, okay? So the way he changes that for me is he wins a game from the pocket, which he has not done to this point. And every game he's lost, and the Chargers started it by loading the box, and we're going to shut down all this run stuff. So now the play action is not going to work. Drop back and throw the ball 30, 40 times from the pocket and win a football game. And I don't think he can do it.
Well, you're talking about him as a quarterback, or you're talking about him just being an overall player? Because we're talking about quarterback. That's a whole different conversation.
What position does he play?
He plays quarterback, but we're talking about his quarterback stats. We're talking about his reputation of running the ball. Are you buying the hype of Lamar Jackson? It doesn't matter if he runs the ball or not, or passes it. He just needs to win the playoff game.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? He plays quarterback. You have to throw the football.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
Just win a playoff game. Just win a playoff game. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, and to win a playoff game, you have to drop back 20, 30, 40 times and throw the football to win the game.
Especially in the AFC against teams like the Titans, that's the Steelers.
You don't have to throw it. It doesn't. I don't give a damn how you do it. Win a playoff game. Win a playoff game. That's all. We don't care. We don't care what it takes, Lamar Jackson. I don't care if you rush for 400 like 400 yards. Win a playoff game. That's to get people's respect. You got to get people's respect to win playoff games.
Nice.
I don't care how you do it.
I'm going to wrap this episode up. We'll be back at you here in a second with a little bit of NBA if you guys want to talk about. But I'm going to wrap this one up, so I appreciate you all for coming on. Can't thank you guys enough. It's been great. I feel like we got a lot of insight there with the old Chargers and the Rams. So I appreciate that, and thanks